All right, before I can really weigh in on this, I have to preface this by saying that I think Israeli Jews are oppressed. Not for the reasons you might believe. This video is a clear indication of biased brainwashing, really. Um, Anytime a people are brainwashed to the point where they are willing to commit acts of violence and bulldoze people's houses, especially after the things that have happened in the last couple of decades, I think that shows real oppression. Okay, that's brainwashing. Okay, like these people, yeah, they're violent. I'm talking about the Israeli settler movement here. They're violent. They're religious extremists, but I think they're also brainwashed people, and that shows a clear form of oppression. Let me also say that I believe every other place on the planet Jews are oppressed. Okay? Every other place on the planet, Jews are still oppressed to this day. Even since we passed the whole Holocaust thing, Jews are still oppressed. All over Europe, even here in America, even here up in the Northeast, Jews are oppressed. Jews are, constantly facing opposition from people. And I don't think that's right. Um, Now let me say that I'm not defending Hamas right here. This is not a defense of Hamas. This is not apologism for Hamas. What I really just want to say is that there are really no other avenues for Palestinian people. Um, Now, I would condemn Islamic Jihad, fucking Al Qaeda, just as much as I would condemn other terrorist movements from the other side, like Gush Shemanim Underground, and those following Baruch Goldstein and people like that. Just and Moshe Levinger, all those crazy ass people, just fucking religious extremists. It's the other side. It's just not good. Of course, Hamas is the other end of the spectrum. Religious extremists. Terrible, terrible. Now, some arguments I've heard from Zionist extremists is that the Palestinians can't be trusted to have their own state because a couple of years ago they voted for a group called Hamas, which by all accounts and by all means is a terrorist organization, killing their own people, things like that. But I want to know what you thought would happen. After the war in Lebanon, the Fatah party was basically lost all legitimacy, and people's houses are being bulldozed, people's fucking family members are being taken away. There's real discrimination, real unfair treatment. And I really want to know what you thought would happen. And I'm not speaking to all Israelis. I'm speaking to the Israeli state, the Israeli police apparatus right now, okay? I want to know what you think the logical extension of that would have been. Of course, if you completely deride the only form of representation that these oppressed people have, you're gonna have something even worse. Here in America, we view our First Amendment, right, our freedom of speech, as probably our most sacred amendment in our entire Constitution, right? And we view it as a way for people who feel that they are being mistreated by the government to have a sort of steam valve, Because if we don't have the freedom to, A, have our views represented by people in government, and B, have our views spoken, there's going to be chaos in the streets. That steam is going to build up and the pot's going to fucking explode, okay? I believe first of all, from my analysis, and I'm no expert here, but the 9/11 bombings seem to be the last, final lash out of Al Qaeda, because they've already been losing legitimacy, and it was like we backed a tiger into a corner, it was already injured, and it was just lashing out. Okay? I can assure you that most people in Palestine, I believe, aren't extremists, okay? They're not, just like most people in Israel aren't radical settlers, and that's just really how it is. This is something it's hard for the rest of the world to wrap their head around, and for myself to wrap my head around. But also as a goy and as an American, I can say that it's a lot more cut and dry for us. I mean, of course, I'm saying this from my couch. You know, I don't live there. Um, but a simple analysis of politics can lead most people in the direction to see, what the hell else do you think is going to happen? Really? I mean, you're going to deride a political party. Of course, they're going to turn to extremism, especially when these human rights abuses are going on day in and day out. It's not right. Um, that's really my weighing in on this. You probably don't care. I wouldn't expect the world to care. Uh, but I as much as I stand in solidarity with the Palestinians and with those beautiful people in the green and jasmine revolutions that are happening right now to this day, I stand in solidarity also with the oppressed Jews around the world. I just don't stand in solidarity with the Israeli state. Um, so thanks for listening. I hope this is posted, and I hope you can hear my side of the argument here. I would love to hear a response. I love debating this kind of shit. It's really awesome. We're talking about the cradle of civilization here. It's really a beautiful thing, and that I truly believe can be solved. I mean, we had Jim Crow here in the South. Well, I'm not in the South. I'm in the North. But we had in America we had the Jim Crow laws, and that was effectively ended. I mean, there's still racism, but at least like black people are allowed to use my water fountain and come into my diner if they want. Apartheid in South Africa ended. You know, these are things that we can truly get past, and this is just I just hope it remains friendly, and I hope it remains civil, and I'd love to get a discussion going here. Thank you. Peace.